Hi there, traveler. What's up?
Today's video is very special because we'll talk about one of the most spectacular sites on the planet, Iguazu Falls. Did you know that Iguazu Falls makes up the largest waterfall system in the world?
If you are planning a trip to see the Iguazu Falls, one of the natural wonders of the world, you are watching the right video because I've been there 2 times. And in the next few minutes, we will tell you everything you need to know before visiting Iguazu Falls on the Brazilian side and Argentinian side. Let's go!
Let me set the record straight first. If you visited Niagara Falls and you think that the experience visiting Iguazu Falls will be similar, forget it, because it will be completely different and much better. Unlike Niagara Falls, which are in the middle of the city, not a nice one, Iguazu Falls are in the middle of the forest, so you'll have more connection with nature. You'll also need more time to explore both sides.
That being said, let me start the list of things you need to know before visiting Iguazu Falls. First thing is that the Iguazu Falls are located in two countries, Argentina and Brazil. And you are probably wondering which side to visit and if it's worth visiting both. Am I right? Well, my advice is that if you have more than one day, you should visit both sides because they are different experiences. But if you have to choose just one side, I would choose the Brazilian side. And it's not because I'm a Brazilian. It's because on our side, we have a better view of the falls. And you even get close to them if you want, feeling the water on your face.
Second thing you need to know is that you can go under Iguazu Falls. That's right. You can take a boat on the Iguazu River and feel the water of the falls up close. Of course, you will be accompanied by a guide and you'll do this in a safe way. There is no way to do it on your own. So having said that, that is going to be an extra cost to do this experience.
I had this experience the first time I visited the falls on the Brazilian side, and it was wonderful, a very unique experience. I will leave here the link to the tour I booked in the description.
Third thing you'll need to know is that depending on your nationality, you may need a visa to visit Brazil or Argentina. So before you go, make sure you double check the requirements.
I will soon publish a video about the new mandatory documents to travel to Brazil. If you want to be notified when I publish, subscribe to the channel.
Moving on to the next thing you need to know is that you don't need to sleep in both countries to visit each side. You can choose one city to be your base, such as Foz do Iguaçu on the Brazilian side or Porto Iguaçu on the Argentinian side. Foz do Iguaçu has more infrastructure, more things to do beyond the falls. But on the other hand, Porto Iguaçu is typically cheaper. So do some research first and then decide which will be best for you.
I will leave in the video description some links to accommodations with good location and that are budget friendly in Foz do Iguaçu.
Now, one of the most important tips is wear comfortable shoes. On both sides, you will need to walk to see the falls. On the Brazilian side, you'll have to walk less, around 2 kilometers to complete the circuit. And if you do have reduced mobility, it is possible to visit the falls on the Brazilian side, as the park is equipped with ramps and a lift. On the Argentinian side, it is possible, although it's a little more difficult as there are stairs in some parts.
The next thing you need to know is that you can pay the entrance fee on both sides using a debit or a credit card. If you want to pay with cash, be aware that only reais are accepted on the Brazilian side and pesos on the Argentinian side.
You can get to the falls using public transport, a bus. This is the cheapest option both on the Argentinian and Brazilian sides. It is completely safe to visit the falls on your own. You do not need a guide or a driver. But if your budget allows, you can hire a transfer, which is the most comfortable option, but be aware that it will cost at least twice as much.
And if you need help putting together your travel itinerary for Brazil, I can help you with all the planning. I can research flights, accommodations, help you decide how many days to stay in each city, which tours to take, and which are the best options according to your needs and your budget. Brazil is a huge country full of beautiful places that goes far beyond Rio de Janeiro, Iguazu Falls, and the Amazon. I'll leave the link to my WhatsApp in the video description. Send me a message there so we can talk a little bit about your travel plans and I can tell you how much my service costs.
The best month to visit will depend on whether you want to see the falls with a lot of water or not. I would avoid October, which is the rainiest month. Last year it rained so much it flooded part of the park, and the Argentinian side, part of the ramp was destroyed. The platforms were destroyed. I went in January, it was hot, and there was some rain during the day, but nothing that could ruin the trip. July and August are also good months as it rains less, but it is colder.
The falls are a very touristic destination, so to avoid the crowds, go early, as soon as the park opens. And on the Brazilian side, you can go to watch the sunrise.
The falls are surrounded by forest and therefore there are many mosquitoes. Don't forget to bring and use bug spray. And if you go during the summer months, don't forget the sunscreen because there is almost no shade in both parks. Another thing you need to know is that there are wildlife in both parks. So look out for wildlife, but do not feed them. You may see several birds, such as toucans. You may see monkeys and coyotes, which will actually come up to you and try to steal your food, which we saw.
Yeah.
It's very important not to feed them or try to touch them as they may feel threatened and bite you.
So this was our list of things you need to know before visiting the Iguazu Falls. If you found the information useful, don't forget to leave your like and subscribe to the channel.
If you have any questions about the falls, leave them in the comments below and we'll answer them as soon as possible.
See you in the next video.